Hello ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, and today we'll be discussing the 1996 PG-13 Tim Burton directed Mars Attacks. So this was a really interesting watch, guys. I picked this up from Walmart. This is the exclusive slipcover. Show you the back real quick. I have never seen this movie. This is a first time blind watch. Very interesting premise. I'll show you the original poster art on the cover. This had a whole lot of people in this, guys. It had everyone from Jacknicholoson to, let's see on the cover, Glenn Close, Piecrebrosan, Danny DeVito. Show you the back. But basically the premise of the film, I've got pulled up right here on IMDb. I'll read to you real quick. Very interesting to see that Tim Burton did this right after, it seems, the Batman films from Warner Brothers. He moved on to Mars Attacks. They greenlit this because his Batman films were quite successful. We've got Earth is invaded by Martians with unbeatable weapons and a cruel sense of humor. This movie is, like I said, an hour and 46 minutes, so it's not that long. The premise is Martians invade Earth. We are told by our scientists, the leading minds and experts, which is played by Piecrebrosan, funny enough, that the aliens most likely will not be hostile, that they're here to peacefully make contact, and then of course we convene with them in the desert, which doesn't turn out to go so well. There are clips on the internet, guys. You can check this out. But the Martians basically start destroying Earthlings after we throw a dove of peace. It's not exactly explained why the dove doesn't, why the aliens are shocked by this and why they destroy it. But it does seem that Tim Burton's directing style makes it to where the aliens aren't so evolved. They're actually a conqueror species, maybe just a few hundred years or 1,000 years ahead of us. Very funny, comical style, given that they abduct people and experiment on them, just like, ufology and other people have said for years that they do. But interesting that Tim Burton in the 90s made this movie, because this movie went head to head with Independence Day. Now, I know everybody in the internet has heard of Bill Pullman and, of course, Will Smith in the Independence Day, but not a lot of people watch Mars Attacks, where they're both basically the same premise. They don't tell you where the aliens come from at Independence Day. We're led to believe they come from another star system, but basically the same story in '96, how humans were supposed to survive an alien invasion. I thought that was very interesting, given that I'm a big fan of ufology and covering the news, the trades about all kinds of interesting supernatural events like that. 96 was a year for cinema, for sure. But going on into a little bit of movie news, guys, after this review, I haven't quite caught up on my review yet, but basically after the alien invasion, we see the different branches of government scramble to try to make peace. They convene at Congress, and then the aliens blow up Congress, which I thought was very funny. Only 2 branches of the government left. They reassure the public that schools and the grocery stores will remain open. And of course, the president wants to sit down with his top generals and discuss what the options are. There's a general in the movie that wants to go nuclear, use the nuclear option. They decide to launch the bomb at them, and the aliens seem to catch it and just smoke it, which is very comical for Tim Burton. The aliens don't care about our weaponry. It's like a gift to them, basically. Very interesting that Martinshort is in this as the secretary or the aide to the president, and he's just picking up women throughout the film. Very funny because he's part of the LGBTQ community plus, but he's picking up stray women in this, and he's bringing them back to Kennedy's love shack. And one of the women he brings back is, of course, an alien who infiltrates the White House, tries to assassinate the president. We also get to see really young Nicole Kidman, who plays the daughter of the president. So I thought that was very fascinating. let me go into the cast real quick. So yeah, like I said, Jack Nicholson as the president, Brosnan as the lead scientist. There was also Barbara Land, who was really good in it. They said that Sharajessicaparker was in it. Oh yeah, I guess she was when she was a lot younger. Yeah, I hardly even recognized her in this. But yeah, Sharajessicaparker was in this. Also michaeljfox, really good. But yeah, Tiffy, Natalie Portman played Tiffy. And then another really interesting role too that we got to see Jim Brown as Bryson Williams, a boxer, former boxer who took on the aliens and tried to get back to his family. That was really interesting to see. The Martian girl was played by lisamarie, so that was very interesting. Palm Griner, Jackie Brown, infamous. Jack Black was in the film, guys, as a young military kid that wanted to fight the aliens. It's got a 6.4 on the stars for Rotten Tomatoes, but I liked it. They're obviously recommending Tim Burton stuff at the bottom of the page, the Batman films, Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Had a whole lot of people in it. Glenn Close, Martinshort, Danny DeVito even played a role in it. Everybody was in this. Rod Steiger. Tom Jones had a really good role where he's singing in the performance. I think they did that because he liked Tom Jones, or Tim Jones. Tom Jones, that's right. But yeah, very interesting premise with humans just trying to survive the Martian invasion. I thought it was very goofy, not what I expected at all, but I really liked it for that because it's Tim Burton. Going into a bit of movie notes, we have had the release of Squid Game Season 3, and I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've heard it's really graphic and hard to watch for people that have been hardcore fans for years, so that's very fascinating to hear. F1 has broken box office records right now, guys. Brad Pitt has already confirmed on social media they are going to do a sequel to F1, so that is really fun to hear about. We heard about Vin Diesel in California had a meeting with a bunch of fans at a big car show rally, and he described that Brian O'Connor will be coming back in 2027 for the final installment of Fast and the Furious. So very interesting news here for everyone that loves the franchise, guys. We are going to be getting 10 Part 2 is what it's described as. Very Final Fantasy style. Not exactly sure if they're going to jump forward in time with some of the characters or how they're going to bring back Brian. We do know his brother portrayed him in mocap in 7, and that was the last good one in my opinion. I did like 8 and 9. 10 was atrocious. I need to do reviews on all of them. But very interesting to hear from Vin Diesel himself, Dom, that Brian is coming back. And we've speculated that for years. Going on, we've got, let's see, like I said, the next Fast installment, 2027. So keep your eyes out for posters, rumors, all this stuff. We're not sure if Jason Momoa and The Rock are coming back. I'm hoping, I'm guessing, assuming they are, given how Raw is really taking off right now. Rumors that Jensen Ackles will play Batman for the new DC universe for James Gunn. I like Jensen Ackles. He's been playing really good quality television for years. He rocked it in Supernatural as Dean Winchester, and then of course he was in The Boys as oh geez, what did they call him? I'm gonna have to look it up, guys. Let me see. The Boys. Soldier Boy. That's who it was. Okay, so yeah, I thought I was thinking it right. I just had to make sure. Jensen Ackles played Soldier Boy, which was a darker version of Captain America, if you will, during Vietnam. So that was very interesting. They put him on ice in Russia until modern day and woke him up. You guys should really watch The Boys. Highly recommend it on Prime, Amazon. They are doing a season 4. It has already shot and it's done. But interesting to hear Jensen Ackles say he wants to be Batman because people are saying that he may be too old to play Batman. He's already 48 years old, where they're saying the actor that portrays Reacher on Prime is only 42. So maybe we might get Reacher Boy to play someone in the new DCU. I do have to mention, though, Reacher has been in DC a lot. He was Aquaman in Smallville years ago, and then he was... I gotta look this up real quick. Yes, the new guy. Not Tom Cruise. Even though I like the Tom Cruise Reacher movies, it's just this new guy is really good. Let's see. Alan Richardson, who I've seen in a movie. He was in, oh gosh, what was that movie about? A storm. He was trying to save his sick kid. I think Ordinary Angels. I did a review for Ordinary Angels, guys, and he kills it in that. So he definitely needs to get more acting chops. But yeah, so rumors between Jensen Ackles and this Alan Richardson possibly playing our new Batman. I really want it to be oh geez, I'm gonna have to look up this next guy too, because my memory is just crapping out. But Yellowstone Boy. Let's see. Brendan Skinner. There we go. Brendan Skinner, who was just in 1923 season 2, and he was in Drop, a few other things. I think Brendan Skinner would be a really good Batman, and you can even give him a kid. You know, you could say he's not too old to have a son, and it'd be believable, where Jensen Ackles and maybe Alan Richardson might be a bit harder to give them a child and work that out in the script or in the story. Going on, we've got Thunderbolts has hit digital. It is on Prime Video to buy and rent, so you guys can watch it at home now. Thunderbolts, definitely check it out. It is critically underwatched at the theater, so it needs your love. Cobra Kai stars were in an altercation that turned into an assault case, should I say. So very interesting. Alyssa Hannah Kim speaks out about the biting incident with Martin Kove. So apparently they were at a fan screening or a fan audience, a signing event where there was some drinks being shared. There was a good time for Cobra Kai fans. Alyssa Hannah came up around Martin Kove, and she put her arm around him, and he apparently turned back real quick and bit her in the arm enough to break skin. And this caused, some quite concern from her. She went to her husband, who told her they need to alert the authorities in California, while they were there visiting for this fan signing. And an officer ended up coming to interview them both. No charges, it seems like, were charged, at least yet. But we're still hearing about how, this guy just bit her out of nowhere. And some people do have that tendency to, if they are excited or overly, partying, they act out, but still not a very good light that Martin Kove was in just this weekend. But that'll do it for my movie news for today. Be sure to like the video, comment down below what your thoughts are on everything. Have you guys seen Mars Attacks from Tim Burton in '96? Have you seen Independence Day? If I were to put up a poll, which would hold up? I mean, I don't really need to ask that. I know Independence Day would just slay. But I'm curious what you guys think. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Threads, and on TikTok at SceneScreenGuru for future content, weekly updates, all kinds of good stuff. But that's me signing out, signing off. Have a good one, guys. Be sure to come back for future videos. But until next time, bye-bye.